Hey everybody, it's Theresa here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a hybrid tutorial for you. And so I'm working on this art journal layout. This is for the Traci Reed Designs creative team. And I'm using the Time to Thrive collection. And what I wanted to show you is how I break this apart for printing. And I already have all the elements, the photo, the titles, the die cuts and everything placed on my layout. And what I thought I would show you is how I break this apart for printing and a little bit about how I decide which elements to print on the background paper and which elements to print as hybrid elements to then add to my layout. And one of the reasons why I want to do this is because I really enjoy working with the textural elements of scrapbooking products, and I love using digital kits. They give you a little more flexibility in terms of mixed media on your backgrounds, and it's a really fun kind of way to create without it being too messy. This layout probably took me about an hour to create here on the computer. And I want to just say, I didn't film that part of my process. I think there are many, many wonderful tutorials out there and digital artists who share their process for placing elements on their digital pages, and they do it so much better than me. I will link a couple of my favorite digital designers down below, but this is the hybrid portion. So once you have your layout complete, this is how I'm going to print it out and then assemble it together. And so at the end of this video, I'll take you to my worktop and let you see how the layout comes together. And of course, you'll be able to see more on my blog at theresamoxley.com. And so first, what I'm going to do is, when I began this layout as a new project, I set the canvas size at 11 inches wide and 8.5 inches high. And that's approximately what my layout dimensions are in the book that I'm going to put this into. And that gives me the idea of the scale of what the actual finished product size is going to be. But I want to print this on a 13 by 19 paper. Of course, you could print this on 8.5 by 11 paper and put it in your book and be done with it, right? If you wanted to do it that way. You could do a collection of these and print them in a photo book. But there are also just a couple of things that I wanted to add after the page is done. I want to do a little bit of stamping on it, and I want to do my journaling. And of course, as I said, I wanted to have some of these embellishments be dimensional. So I'm going to resize my canvas here. This is, I'll show you where this function is. It's under Image, Canvas Size. And I'm in the background layer. It's not really the background layer. It's a transparent layer that's behind everything that's on this page. And so I want to make sure that I have the bottommost layer selected. And then just change it to the height and width that you want. So I'm going to do 13 by 19, press OK, and then that whole page will be placed onto a 13 by 19 background. So let me zoom out here, and you can sort of see how everything is positioned. Now, obviously, you could print this out and cut it out and use it like that. But what I find happens on the 13 by 19 page is that some of the things I'm going to move off of the finished page, and print and cut. And so that means I want to just touch this up a little bit so that I don't have extra printing happening off of the page. So I'm going to grab all of the layers that are here on the page and go into my move tool, and first off slide all of this over, and then I want to do sort of a clipping mask, I guess. So let me select all of the elements down to the pattern papers, and let's see here. I want to be careful about which layers I select. Okay, all of them except for this background layer 0. So I'm going to right click on that and create a clipping mask, and then everything is just on that 8.5 by 11 canvas. Okay, so now we've got it set up to where it will print that specific layout, and now I'm going to begin the process of selecting the items that I want to print out in three-dimensional sort of format, and make sure that you've saved your layout, that you've saved your PSD, save a JPEG of this layout so that you remember sort of where everything goes. And I just start, whoops, not like that. Just start selecting a layer at a time. The photo first. And we're going to take that off of we're going to remove that from the clipping mask. So let's release that. Whoops. It's not what I'm trying to do. I'm going to remove that. And release its clipping mask. This way I have some nice little floral embellishments to use. Give it a little bit more space around that. This little banner is a great little piece. And just take it one by one. I'm pretty strategic about the things that I leave on the background because I want it to feel like a mixed media background with the elements layered on top. But I think that it's probably pretty individual in terms of what other people choose, and so you get to choose for yourself what you want on your background versus what you want dimensionally, and that's part of the fun of it. So I'm just continuing to move these one by one and place them over onto the rest of the canvas here. Okay, and that looks pretty much like I had envisioned. At this point, you can sort of neaten up any details if you want to. If you feel like, one thing that I've done is this large circle with the hearts and the little coral colored mixed media there. I have that on a not quite fully opaque, I think. Or did I change that back? I might have changed it back. Yeah, I think that's pretty good with the at 100% opacity. But the bow, I might want to bring that opacity a little bit, just so that it's not quite so overwhelming there on the page. The other thing with these green ribbons, and I love how this inspires me to use the products in a digital kit that I might otherwise not use. And at this point, this layout is ready to be printed. So I'm going to print it out. I'm going to cut out these floral embellishments and the banners. And then I'll meet you at my worktop and we'll pull it all together as a finished layout. All right, here we go. So I'm on my worktop now. Everything is printed and cut, and I'm ready to assemble the final page. And so I've grabbed a stamp set from Citrus Twist and some alphabet stamps from Hero Arts, and also a washi tape. This is one from Heidi Swap. And so I'm going to put it together almost like I would do any other art journal layout. I'm working in this adorable little Denick journal from this little blue embroidered journal. And so it's approximately 5x8. A funny story, I actually printed out the background like 3 times and still didn't quite get the size of it right. But I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to use this trick that I use a lot in my art journaling pages. And that is to add the washi tape on the edges and fold it over. And also to apply a strip in the center. Now typically when I do washi tape in the center like that, it probably means I'm going to use mixed media. But this page has already got the mixed media look, so I don't even have to make a mess today. But it's kind of a nice way to cover the fact that the background was a little bit shorter than the notebook itself. My brain simply cannot compute what 5 5/8 times 2 is. It's okay. I forgive myself. So once that's all laid down in the notebook, then I'm just adding those embellishments. I am using the digital layout. I still have that up on my computer so that I can remember which of the floral clusters I wanted to go where. But honestly, at this point, it doesn't even matter. You can put your embellishments wherever you like. I've got my photo adhered down. You'll also notice there were a couple of embellishments that showed up on the digital page and didn't make it on the printed page. There were just some that I was sort of tossing back and forth about whether I really wanted to include them. And this is just what I finally decided. I think it was like the little green ribbon and a couple of other little things. The hearts, the black hearts from the Time to Thrive collection. No biggie. And then you can see here also another reason for doing the washi strips on the edges is that it allows you to trim down those edges, and then at the end of the layout, I will corner round those edges. I like a nice, gentle, rounded corner on my art journal pages. And that way they'll all be the same throughout the notebook. And also, you'll have a nice little side profile of your journal with all the washy edges. It's kind of cool like that. So you noticed probably that I left a little bit of blank space on the page. And there's a couple of reasons. You can add your title. You can add journaling if you're feeling especially wordy today. I decided to let the citrus twist quote be my journaling. And it says, "The rarest flower is that which bloomed in the toughest conditions." And then I'm stamping my working title. And it's going to say, "Strength is already within you." And so I call these pages affirmation pages. Sometimes I include a photo of myself just so that I'm part of the work that I'm doing. And that's what I've done today. Sometimes I don't include a photo of myself. But these are layouts where I'm either celebrating a success, whether it's small or large, celebrating a success in my mental health journey, or simply reminding myself of something that I need to hear. And it's always interesting to me, whenever I'm having a struggle week, these layouts call to me. They help me. I sort of get lost in the creative process. I've gotten lost in creating the digital layout itself, no lie. I've gotten lost in creating the physical page itself. And it's been a nice respite, a productive, healthy respite from the stress and the extenuating circumstances that are going on. That is so helpful, and it helps clear your mind, and then you can go back to the challenges that you're having and with a fresh eye and a fresh outlook. And most importantly, you have this reminder. You have this reminder to keep in a positive headspace. When things get stressful, when it feels like everything is kind of out of control, it's easy to internalize that. And I tend to forget that I'm still an amazing person. I'm still incredibly intelligent, and I'm still perfectly capable of handling whatever is coming my way. But remembering that is just for a moment of vulnerability. That's my struggle. And so these affirmation pages really help me with that. And I hope that it inspires you as well to sit down and make a page like this. It doesn't have to tell a story. It can simply remind you that you're pretty awesome today and every day. And don't forget that. So I want to just say thanks so much for watching. Thank you for your awareness of mental health. And I hope that you have a very creative day. I will see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.